Good evening and welcome to Success in the City. My name's Helen Webster. I'm with the lovely
Des Flanagan, standing in for the lovely Sandra Scott. And our guest this week is the equally lovely
Kate.
Yay, Katy Orr.
Yeah.
So this is Katy Orr, and we're super excited. And a massive thank you to Des for finding Kate to come on and tell us all about her new exciting venture, which we'll find out loads more about in a little while. But first, we will shout out to the kids, any little people, young people who've done fantastic things, either this week or last week, because it was half term, wasn't it? And we didn't do a show. So if there's any young people, little people that you want to give a shout out to, do you want to go first, Des, or do you want me?
Okay, you go first.
Okay, I am going to give a shout out to Riley. I don't know what Riley's second name is, but he was my surfing instructor.
Oh, wow. I've seen that. How old's Riley?
Well, he was about 18. But if somebody said, draw a surfer, you'd have drawn this lad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it streaked? Tell me it was streaked.
It was like blonde, like sun.
It's got to be streaked, and he had an Australian accent.
No, he had a South African accent. So he was from South Africa. Dead tanned, dead young, but an incredible instructor. He was unbelievable. So my massive shout out is to Riley from Escape Surfing in Newquay.
Good, well done, Riley.
Yeah.
How did you get on with that, by the way? Okay.
Well, that's what I'll tell you in a minute when we get to
okay.
I was just thinking, where you've been catching
a red face moment coming up.
Wait, yeah, that was just a little prequel there. What about you, Des? Any young people?
Okay, well, I'm going to probably steal a march on Katy here because I want to give the kids at Wirral Met College a mention this week. We started over there coaching them this week, and they're a smashing set of kids, to be honest. Some are challenged as well, and they're a nice gang, So we're looking forward to getting to know them over the next 6 weeks. Was that what you were going to say, Katy?
Yeah.
Sorry.
So Des and I are both coaches for the John Haynes Foundation, and we've been in our first, part of the program this week at Wirral Community College, and I had my first cohort the other day, and they were the creatives, which I couldn't wait to be with the creatives. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being with the plasterers or being with the the mechanical engineers and stuff, but I just felt like I had loads to share and so much to relate with them, being I'd say probably a creative person myself. And you know what, we just had a ball. They were amazing. They were amazing. And you know what I said to Des before, I said to them, we were talking about stress and everything, about music, getting rid of stress and what's the favourite band. And then I asked, did anyone play a musical instrument? And 6 of them in the cohort could play an instrument. So
isn't that amazing?
Going to start a band before we finish this week.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, and they didn't know that they all played these instruments. So by the time the lesson was over, we had like a rock band. It was just but it was fantastic. So big shout out to them too from me.
Oh, gorgeous. So the lovely Jim Graves, who was our previous guest, and he does all the tall ships, with the kids going out on the tall ships.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he's just put a little comment on, and he says that he mentored John, so he mentored John Haynes.
Oh wow!
Yeah, the legend.
Yeah, so Jim's a bit of a ledge. He's a ledge. Is Jim? He was amazing when he was on. He was fab. And our previous guests, Barry and Kirsty from Mindset Matters, they went and from being on the 2 of them from being on the show linked together, and Barry and Kirsty went and helped out on one of the ships.
Oh wow!
Isn't that boss? I remember them being on. Yeah,
remember? Yeah.
Ships, yeah. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's gorgeous.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. So brilliant. Okay. So moving on, because this is the exciting bit. Success this week or last week. Do you want to go first, Des, or do you want me to?
Do you know what? Go on. I'll let you do it.
I wonder what it's going to be.
I can guess.
So last week we went to Newquay in Cornwall, and I had surf lessons. I had two 2-hour surf lessons, and I managed to get up on the board and surf.
Wow.
Bear with me 1 minute. The door.
I'll give you the clap for that.
Thank you, Des. I think it deserves.
Well done.
It is the hardest thing, or the most physical, I would say, not the hardest, the most physical thing that I've ever done. It's
I don't know, it looks hard getting up on the board, to be honest with you.
So getting up on the board is it's tricky because of balance and other bits.
That's what I'm on about, yeah.
Yeah. But the physicality of, when you walk into the sea and you're walking up to, say, chest height, and the waves are coming in and you've got to like fight the waves to get yourself out. So you've got to do that, but holding your surf, so you've got to carry your surfboard out as well.
Oh, of course, yeah. You've got to go to the
So you've got to go through the waves with your board. Then you've got to get on your board. Then you've got to get up on your board and come in, and then you've got to do all that again.
So it'd be like getting on a 5-foot wall, wouldn't it, or a 6-foot wall? You'd have to put your hands on it and jump up, wouldn't you?
Yeah. So you put your hands on and jump up. Yeah. You've got the power of the water. But I did the first lesson. It's a 2-hour session that you do, and I come out and I was absolutely done, like just physically. And I thought, this is harder than any gym session I've ever done. Harder than any marathon, harder than anything that I've ever done.
Wow.
And I had to do it all the next day because I'd booked in. Woke up in the morning, my shoulders were killing, my arms were killing, my head, my feet. I smacked my lip. I got like a fat lip on because the board hit me. Thought I'd broken my toe because the leash got caught around my toe and flung me off. Then on the second day, I was carrying the board, dropped it on my foot. I thought I'd broken my big toe. But apart from that, it was amazing.
Yeah. That's
so
supposed to do that.
The people in like my Hawaii, when they come up on when they come up on the thrill of that must be unbelievable.
I know, yeah. Some of them
a lot of Australian cousins, my mum's cousins, they are, and we've just lost one of them actually to bowel cancer, Carl. And they taught me, when I went to Australia, they taught me to surf, and it was just, and I was dead fit then, and I just couldn't master it at all.
I remember having suit take about 6 or 7 years ago, and when you're up all night, and I was watching the surf championships, when they're going through the like a tunnel.
Yeah.
It looked great. Looked great. Yeah. Anyway,
so that was my massive success. I wanted to do it. I was 50 in December. I'm taking loads of things off my bucket list. So surfing in Newquay was an ambition, and I've achieved it. So yeah. So Des, over to you. What's your success this week?
Well, apart from delivering my first course to college, I got a nice review for me book last week. I won't tell you. I'll tell you off air. It was off, but I was made up to get it because he's someone whose opinion I value, and so that was nice.
Oh, brilliant!
And that was it, really.
That's
but I was made up with that.
Pretty good. Pretty good. What about you, Kate? What's your success this week?
Surviving each day.
Brilliant. Love it.
Well, launching the platform. That's probably, and then introducing the team and getting to sort of gain some traction, receiving different things that we're waiting for to be able to get the products in influencers' hands and things like that. So there's been loads of little wins, and I think sometimes it's not just a big one, it's just the little ones that all combine together 100%. To sort of get you to where you need to get to. But it's been a hard week, I'll be honest with you, but you just take the wins, don't you, to keep you going.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And we'll find out more. So Nikki Jane is listening in.
She's one of my friends, one of my best friends.
And she says launching Ouch. So we will find out more about what Ouch is all about in a little bit. And our lovely Jim says you do a great job influencing and assisting people to review their own decisions in life and looking forward in their down life pathways. Thank you, Jim. Yeah. And he's always here to assist. And he is a good connector of people as well. He's a great guy. So we're going to play this or that. Des and I will ask you, Kate, and you've just got to answer. So it'll be like tea or coffee. But yeah, okay. Des, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
All right, I'll go first.
Okay.
Right, so you're going on a journey, yeah, and you put your destination into the route finder, and it gives you 2 routes. One's half an hour on the motorway, and the other's 2 hours, but it takes you through a scenic route. What would you rather do, Katie?
Well, if I was going somewhere where I had to be on time, I'd go for the half an hour. But if I wanted to, if I had nowhere to go to, I'd go through the scenic route, obviously.
Yeah, we'll pick one.
For the rest of your life.
Through the scenic route, because I've got time on my hands.
Well, if I was in my camper van, which I'm going to get, by the way, Kate, my dream is to get a camper van.
Same.
If I was in my camper van, I'd take the scenic route 100%, and then flitter off wherever I want to go, because that's the freedom that I'm looking for.
Same.
Apart from that, I get on the motorway and I get where I need to be.
Yeah.
Nikki, who's listening, she's looking for a camper van right now.
Gel, Nick. I'm gel. Yeah.
Well done.
Fabulous. Okay. Bonfire night last night. Okay. Do you prefer, I'm going to ask Kate this one first, Catherine wheel or a Roman candle? You know, the little...
Catherine wheel all the way. I'm Catherine, aren't I? That's me main.
Yeah.
That's what was christened. So Catherine wheel all the way.
What about you, Des?
Well, Catherine wheel or a what?
Or the Roman candle, you know, the ones that stand and they go like that.
Oh, no, Catherine wheel, they spin round, don't they? Yeah.
And a Catherine wheel for me, that's one of my favourite fireworks. Is a Catherine wheel. Yeah.
Okay. Right. You get taken away for 5 years of your life, but you've got to do one of these things. You've got to study and become a concert pianist, or study and become a martial artist, you know, like a Shaolin monk level.
Yeah.
Helen, I'll ask you that first.
Oh, Shaolin monk, 100%.
Okay.
That's one of my dreams, is to go to a temple and make Shaolin monks. I think it'd be amazing.
Yeah. What about you, Katie?
Definitely a concert concerts. What did you say?
Pianist, yeah.
Pianist, yeah, 100%. Love music more than...
It's a hard one, isn't it, that? Because
what about you, Des?
I'd like to be go to the Shaolin monks and get that discipline, you know.
100%.
It must be great.
So Nikki who's listening in, Nikki says, ditto, she's still looking for her camper van. She's trading her car in for one, and she'd rather be a monk as well.
She is a monk in a previous life. She's being regressed.
Yes,
I'm sure she's a monk or a witch, one of the two.
A monk or a witch is a bit of a difference.
She's one of the two.
Okay. It was Halloween last week. Okay. Do you prefer duck apple or bob apple? So bob apple going in the water, duck apple, you know, on the string with the 10 pence in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Des.
Do you know what? I found it hard to do both when I was a kid. There's no way you can get them on the string.
Put it on your shoulder.
If you cheated. No, I think it's a lot of fun. The bob apple, putting your head in the water.
Yeah, in the water, yeah. Nikki agrees with your bob apple. What about you, Kate?
Oh, same. Our kids have nearly drowned trying to get them, you know. Oh, the photographs I've got of all of them with the head in the sink in our house, honestly. The best days of your life, aren't you, watching them, trying to get them? Yeah. Love it.
2 pence.
Love it.
You used to have 2 pence stuck in, didn't you? You were made up if you got the 10 pence.
I know, yeah. I know.
Yeah.
Don't do that now, do they? The kids. They wouldn't know what it was.
My mum would put a string of soap and everything blindfold you, and you'd be like biting chunks of what's it called? Dove or something like that. Well, I don't even think it was Dove then. Imperial leather.
Imperial leather,
yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Go on, Des.
Okay, last one. You're stuck in an art gallery for half an hour. Would you rather look at the abstract paintings or the watercolours of landscapes? Helen?
Tricky that. Quite like the abstract, crazy paintings. Yeah, I'd probably go abstract. Yeah.
What about you, Katie?
Watercolors.
Watercolors.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you, Des?
I like both, but I'd if I had to spend half an hour, it would be the abstract paintings. I just like I like trying to work them out, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
What they actually mean, you know, because I started looking into that a few months ago, and it is quite involved. It's not just a load of paint someone's thrown, or you know, there is meaning behind it all, you know.
Yeah.
And it's quite interesting. So abstract art for me, yeah.
I like the feeling, you know, when you're in like when you're looking at a Monet or something like that, you feel like you can be there.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, that's good shout that.
And we all like, you know, put, you know, ourselves into our happy place. I can just with watercolors, you can just go there, can't you? It just feels like you can get transported into those.
I think that's when you know it's a good artist, when you can put yourself in the picture.
Yeah.
You know.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Been to uni today. That was another success this week. I've had me 3 days of uni and I've survived, so I'm quite cool with that. So today we were doing about creative intelligence. So it's about creativity and bringing different things in. I'm only telling you this, so otherwise my question doesn't make sense. So bringing like creativity into leadership, so you can, you know, be a bit more flexible and a bit more creative. Okay. So we had to do 2 tasks today. One of them we had to write it's called a haiku, and it's 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables, and it's a 3-line Japanese little poem.
Yeah.
So that was one of the tasks that we had to do, and the other task was we had to take a piece of music in that we liked and explain to people why we liked that particular, you know, why that piece of music resonated with us. So Des, would you rather take a piece of music in that you've already prepared of what you want to speak about, or would you rather go and write one of these little haiku?
So you got to kind of make that up on the spot, have you?
Yeah. So they give you a couple of minutes to write some words down, and then you can only use 5 syllables.
Yeah.
Then 7 syllables on the second line, and then 5 syllables on the third line.
That's quite hard, that then, isn't it? So it's only like 2 or 3 words a line.
Yeah, and it's 3 lines.
I'd like to have a go with that.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's a really, really interesting tool. Yeah.
Do you know what? That even sounds like a board game.
Yeah, it does.
It could be a board game, that couldn't it?
Brilliant. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
So what would you go for? Would you rather go for this? Yeah, the haiku.
Yeah.
What about you, Kate?
Well, yeah, I love like poetry, anything rhyming. You know, I love anything. You know, jingles, anything.
Yeah.
So I'd definitely have a go at that. I would.
Brilliant. I'll send you the format of how it works. I'd never heard of it, but it'd be a great thing to do with the young people as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Really good thing. Yeah. Nikki would rather do Bob Apple. James says, thank you for a positive evening and making me smile. A great privilege to be able to listen to your program, Jim. Well in, Jim. And Nikki said that she'd rather go with a song that resonates with her.
Yeah.
So a little bit of preparation.
It's a good one.
Yeah. So there you go. That's this or that. Des, would you like to introduce Kate? And then we're going to hand it over to Kate for about 35, 40 minutes. Kate, Des and I will interrupt at the same time, as we do.
Okay. Well, this is the lovely Katy Orr. She's a sales and marketing expert guru. She's involved in a charity called Fighting to Be Heard as well, which I'm sure you'll mention, Katy. And but you've also launched a new product called Ouch.
Yeah, it's a marketplace, Des. But first of all,
I didn't know what it was. So
while people,
I don't know. Over to you. Explain. Tell me and Helen what it's all about. We'll interject with questions. Hope they're intelligent. If not, it doesn't matter. Carry on.
But first and foremost, because you know, one of the trustees is listening, Nikki. I'm actually the chair of an amazing charity run by volunteers called Fighting to Be Heard. We're a group of people that support women with secondary breast cancer, which unfortunately is incurable but treatable in some respects. So, so I've been involved with the community for some time now, and I worked and ran a skincare company for a friend who passed away of secondary breast cancer. She was only very young, Kate McIver. And then I was asked by a Scottish charity to create a campaign to build awareness and to share about secondary breast cancer. So myself and Sane Seven, my friend, who you may know, Helen, she's an amazing campaign photographer. We created a campaign, and I positioned it to the charity and the community to call it Fighting to be Heard, because they have lost their fight in a lot of respects with cancer because it is incurable, but they haven't lost their united voice. So that campaign just became huge. It went on billboards across the UK. We managed to get a huge, donation from Clear Channel. It went on the television. And then what ended up transcending from that is the image spoke the statistics, because we lost in the first year 3 ladies, and then in 3 years we've lost 7. So we've just done a campaign for the charity this year for breast cancer awareness called 3 Years On, 7 Are Gone. So that is absolutely a passion, obviously, of mine. We ended up creating this charity because of the cost of living crisis, and we were at another lady's funeral who were one of the 20 ladies in the original image, and we just knew we wanted to do something, because me and a few girls from Liverpool had walked from Blackpool Tower to Liverpool Tower to raise some money for the families in the image, the ones that needed a bit more help for Christmas. Anyway, because we'd done that, and people started saying, can we do something for you? Can we do something? We said, well, we may as well start a charity. And then just a little charity that basically supports people who are in need financially, because, as you know, cancer is a costly,
100%.
scenario. And a lot of people who've got incurable cancer can't work anymore.
Yeah.
And anyway, very long story short, we started a charity a year last March. We launched on the Real Housewives of Cheshire randomly.
Oh, mega.
Yeah, because a friend of mine, Seema's in it, and so she enabled us to launch on that. Got a lot of coverage from like Sally Denver from Corrie, because she's had breast cancer, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, we're now we've given 2 summer grants and 1 winter grant since we started, and now we're ready to do the next winter grant. And this year we should be able to help and support more families, but we give what we can give. We don't necessarily, say it's going to be X amount.
No.
And you can see how many people apply.
Depending on what you've got and stuff.
We take the pot and spread it out, basically.
So sorry, Kate, were you saying that Nikki's part of that with you? Is that right?
She is, yeah. She's a patient. So a lot of our trustees are patients. So in the last 2 years, I co-founded it with 2 other ladies, Jill Corey, who's from Southport, and Kate Rackham, who's from Manchester. But we also had, support from other trustees, but it was us 3 that co-founded it. But Nikki is now very much, sort of at the heart of it. She was one of the original women in the picture. She supports so many other women. Some men do have secondaries, but the majority are women. She supports them. So she's an ex-nurse, but unfortunately retired because of the illness. But she's obviously still got those immense qualities. So she supports people who are a little bit, isolated and maybe need someone to have a chat with and everything. So we have 3 pillars in the charity. One is finance, one is friendship, and the other is fighting to be heard. So we support other campaigns and stuff. So, but it's an amazing charity, because I like to just reiterate, we are all volunteers. So any donations that come through the door go to the families that need it. And we've just done.
So Nikki shared, Nikki shared, the link, the website and bits and pieces, which, we'll share on. But what I'm thinking is, Nikki, while you're listening, and you've just said that you're a patient, founder and trustee, and the lovely Charlotte Rose is listening, and she says it's like one big family now.
Oh, Charlotte's the daughter.
So I'd really love Nikki to come on as a guest and tell us all about the charity.
Amazing. She's like a superstar, honestly. She's doing lives on our Instagram. We were on Liverpool Live. She's like, yeah, she's amazing. She's an amazing character, and she's just got, you know, people say to you, oh, why'd you do it? You know, I've got involved and now I'm very good friends a bit, you know, you get involved with the community, don't you?
Yeah,
you become like family.
Yeah.
And Nikki is like my family, and I don't see the cancer, Helen, to be honest with you. I just see friendship. She's there for me just as much as I'm there for her.
Yeah.
So we're like a family at Fighting to Be Heard. The difficulty is, you know, within the last, I said about Kate and Jill, we lost them both this year.
Yeah.
So it's been a really tough year for our charity, and it just gets tougher the more you get, you know, this connection and the length of time that you're together.
Yeah, of course.
Katie, I'll tell you what surprised me about that. I had a couple of chats with you about it. The girls are young as well, aren't they?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, we've got one girl from Liverpool, because we do support everyone throughout the UK, you know. It's not just the Northwest or Liverpool thing, although a lot of us who are the main volunteers do live more in the Northwest because it's just worked out that way. But one of our youngest people who are one of the trustees, Kate and Nell, you may have seen her online. She's only 31, but she went straight to secondary breast cancer. She had what you call de novo, which is she didn't have primary. She went straight into secondary. And a big shout out to Kate because she's in hospital at the moment. So, and all wishes.
Yes. So Charlotte, which is Nikki's daughter, Charlotte, she's written a monologue about secondary breast cancer.
She's amazing. So she goes to LMA. So Charlotte is now there in her first year, and she's a fantastic actress and singer. She's amazing. So you could maybe get the two of them on to get the perspective.
100%. So the two of them to come on. You can read your monologue, not while I'm listening because I'll cry my eyes out because I'm like tiny tears. But we'll share it with everybody. But yeah, if they want to come on as guests, that'd be great and speak about that because you know, it's such a great cause and it's close to my heart as well. You know, so yes. So while you're not doing that, what else are you doing?
So my background is in sales. My first job when I left uni was a salesperson, like Des, you know, always been in sales, but it really went into a more of a marketing role. I've had, you know, leadership roles in some big corporate companies, and you know, head of digital within like a big bank, and then went to advertising director for NewsQuest, which is in charge of all the local and regional newspapers. And it was there that my life changed because my daughter got very poorly. She's classed with something called functional neurological disorder, FND, but she was fitting most evenings. We used to have maybe a break for a few weeks and then it'd start again. And she was in Alder Hey and North, oh God, so much of the time. And I just couldn't operate in a corporate role. You know, when prior to that, I was in Canary Wharf, always in London. You know, I was always here, there and everywhere. My mum was amazing, you know, for support. And I've got great aunties as well. Everyone's amazing in the family as I've grown in my career. But it just threw me a huge life, you know, curveball. So I went to John Haynes Foundation and I did his course and then changed into being a consultant to manage her needs and also be able to, you know, to work around her needs. So I've been a consultant in sales and marketing for, gosh, now 8 years. So it all stemmed from, you know, people in John Haynes's foundation saying, come and do a day for us, or, you know, what can you do? And, you know, and I'm one of those people that's hard to pigeonhole because I have had a few different roles. But I suppose I've got a good view of business in general, and a good commercial, you know, knowledge, if you like. But I suppose sales and marketing are in my veins. They're in my DNA. All my family have been in sales. They've all been my dad's always had his own business, so in a very entrepreneurial, can do, very much, you know, a working class, but you know, never switching off kind of family, always, you know, on the go. So what happened was I ran a skincare company, and I also, prior to that, launched a swimwear brand. So I'd worked within the SME market for some, you know, helping businesses launch their brands. And then prior to that, obviously, I've had a lot of digital knowledge, you know, from, you know, advertising online. I was head of, you know, I was head of a big team for Barclaycard for the digital marketplace, which we developed in there. So for some time, I've been involved in marketing, content creation, digital. And then I started in product development, swimwear wise, and then supporting my friend's company with product development in skincare. And I left there, and then I just thought to myself, because I've got this charity, I'm one of those people that have always been in sales and done well at it, but I never chased the money. It just followed me because I always worked hard. I always sold, you know, in a trustworthy manner. I always progressed in my job because I was hardworking and sort of had leadership skills, I would like to think. And then it just all followed. I never chased money. And then with my charity and voluntary position, I just thought, you know what, I want to do something and I want to create a business, but I also want it to have a lot of purpose incorporated. So I thought, I've got a lot of people in my network that are like me, that are consultants that help other businesses become quite successful, financially viable, but just take a paycheck. So I thought, right, I'm going to create something which has got a real, like, sort of strong foundation with people who just get a paycheck, but we're all invested in this new site. Also, as well, I didn't want to create a brand. I wanted to create a marketplace, a community. And I've got great contacts, and I've put an awful lot into the relationships I've developed over the years, whether that be from influencers, whether that be just friendships. You know, I've got a lot of, like, sort of people in my network. I've got manufacturers that I'm friends with, and everyone has been pushing me to do this. And it's their support that's really got me over the line. Nikki's on now, and honestly, we did a photo shoot for the new platform 3 weeks ago. My daughter's a driving force behind it as well. I'm very, very lucky and blessed with the people that I'm associated with, who's in my inner circle. And that particular day, and Des will know because I've shared it with him, I've got horrendous imposter syndrome. I could sell you, Helen. I could sell Des. I could sell anyone, and they say I could, you know, sell ice, you know,
ice to Eskimos,
all of that. I could, but selling myself, I've always felt like I could. Oh God, I could internally, you know, I could feel like I could literally chuck up right now thinking about it. So I thought, how can I execute something which sits well with who I am, also has a purpose to it, but also is commercially viable, so that has, you know, a future, and is has got all those lovely variables that a business can offer if it really works hard. So I thought, right, I'm going to create a marketplace. We are going to have our own products, and it is going to be plant-based, because that goes back to my journey with Ava and a gut-brain connection. The nights that I've researched 10 years ago when it wasn't so common about all of that. You know, elder hay, no disrespect to them. The gastro team wasn't speaking to the neuro team. My daughter started off with gastro problems before her neurological problems. And I just knew that something wasn't right, and the two things were interconnected. And I could do, you know, by the calendar and the pattern, I knew that there was, you know, a real, you know, correlation. The gastro would start, then the neuro would start. So there was that triggered my interest into plant-based products and supplements, and that you know, I was trying to make my own kefir before you could buy kefir in Marks and Spencer's and Tesco. I was getting the grain from a woman in Ireland, and God, Ava wouldn't even take it, but I was trying anything to make it better, feel, you know, and make the situation.
You're into that stuff, Helen, aren't you?
Yeah, during lockdown, I started making my own kefir.
Did you? So I say kefir, you say kefir, you say it the proper way, but I've always said kefir. So so I did all that like years ago, And I'm not saying I'm a health guru, because I'm not by any, but I wanted people who, whatever point on the journey they were at, they could discover and educate themselves by the authoritative knowledge that's going to be brought into this community. So it's not anywhere near where it needs to be right now. We've done a soft launch, and we've launched one product, because we're launching one product at a time.
So how can people find out about it?
Oh,
yeah, what is the product, Katy?
So all of the products are going to be plant-based products. They're going to be everything to do with health and well-being. So I've got a great factory that manufacture they are the oldest factory in the UK that make, all the supplements and all the well-being products for like the NHS and stuff like that. That's one of my friends' factories. So we will make all of our, supplementary products and stuff like that there. So that's all.
So what is it? What is the product? I mean,
so the product that we've launched, with the first one we've launched, is a plant-based skin oil.
Right, skin oils. Right, okay.
So Ouch is a community. Ouch is going to be a community platform where people can go to Ouch, and then they'll be able to access all of these plant-based.
So you'll be able to access all of these plant-based products. We're launching because we've got no investors on board, and it's expensive to get the right potent products to the market. The most costly thing, it's totally transparent, is the packaging. It's always that. So we've got a formulator on board called Fiona. She's formulated for all of the big companies that you can think of, probably in the UK and abroad. She's actually based in Formby, and we've got our own lab in Formby. So we've got a very capable team. We've also got a resident nutritionalist, Faye. Now, she's qualified within the menopausal world. She's qualified in primary and secondary breast cancer, managing, nutritional support for cancer patients. So she's on board as our resident nutritionalist. All these people are literally getting drip fed to the audience, as in meet the team at the moment. So we've also got a calendar of care being generated. So it starts next week, and we're introducing people over the weekend. So Liz Nolan, Liz Nolan, Des, who's on Liverpool Live.
Oh, sorry, on the radio station.
Yeah, on the radio. So she's a positivity psychologist. We've got people from all over the country. Amazing. Pilates, yoga, they'll come on and they'll offer a little bit of the time. We'll promote them. Obviously we'll put some advertising spend to get people, wanting to watch the lives, wanting to do what you're doing now, to impart the knowledge. So there's that connection with the platform. And then also people might come to the website for products as well. So we've got a community driving product sales. We've got a product sales driving a community engagement.
I get it now,
So, and also as well, what we will do, say, for example, we've got a few people that have got a great authoritative knowledge in their field. It might be that they're a great skincare specialist. They might be a great PT instructor. They might be really sort of into the well-being, and they've got a lovely community online, but they don't know how to make a product. I and my team will help them create the product, whether that be, a body care, skincare, whatever it may be, or it might be something nutritional or whatever. We will help them create that product with our network, and we will launch it on Ouch. So Ouch stands for Outstanding We, not I, we, creating a community of health and happiness. So that's what Ouch stands for. Okay. And the reason why we went with Ouch is because one of the things that I do is forage. So I was foraging for nettles, and I've drank nettle tea for ages. I've got some hysterical videos to start sharing when we start selling our nettles, because I've had me aunties trying it. You should see I've had people on it for a while now, just from my forage nettles. Now, my brother's just had a kidney transplant. So we've got kidney issues in our family. Yeah. So I was looking for something. I would constantly be on antibiotics, constantly. Metrazidinol, it's horrible. It makes you feel dreadful when you're taking it. And I just thought, what can I do differently? So I started foraging for nettles. I'd looked online and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I haven't had one water infection since.
Oh, I love it.
And
where did you get the
that's
nettles
why-
from, Katie?
The pork.
Crocky Park and everything. I'll go with my little basket. I'm there.
Yeah.
I'll do it. Honestly, you know, wherever they...
Have you started learning about mushrooms?
Oh, yeah, honestly, yeah. I haven't been taking no magic ones, but yeah, you know, mushrooms are just one of the products that we're going to be bringing out. Because the thing is as well, without what we do, so this little bottle here is called Polyphenol Power.
Okay.
Yeah.
See that? Woo!
Yeah, that's it. Go that way a little bit.
The other way.
No,
So
yeah, that's it.
So polyphenols
Move it to your right a little bit. Perfect.
Yeah.
Polyphenols are a bit of an obsession of mine.
Cool.
Probably
Yeah.
you've heard of them, Helen.
Yeah, but now we can't see your face now.
Okay.
Power face gel.
God,
Yeah.
I'm no good with coordination. You know, I'm hopeless.
That's it. Perfect. It's because you mirrors back to front, isn't it, on your camera?
So this has got 15 polyphenols in it. Nettles, obviously.
Wow.
And it took me ages to decide what to put in it, and I'm a bit greedy, so I didn't want to leave anything out. So it's got 15 natural ingredients in it, from broccoli to nettles, to all kinds, to carhe. You know, you need, you know, cacao. You've got all of that because that's got natural vitamin A in it. It's full of vitamins. Now you can see I've got it on my face because I just put it on before we come on. We've been working on this with our testers for about 12 months. The other products that we've got to launch, which are ready to launch, we've worked with like the cancer community. There's one product that's coming out called Salve, you know, like the old-fashioned salve.
Oh,
and it actually was developed with Jill, who's just passed away. And it's an intensive balm that you can put on, you know, your feet and your hands or anywhere dry. So that will be the next product. And then we've got hair oil, and all these products have been developed with our community. And then what will happen? And then with this little product now that we've launched, when anyone buys one, we as the platform donate one to a breast cancer patient.
Oh,
So it's not just about, so every single product that we sell will have a giving element to it. So it might be not like a 10% rubbish.
Yeah.
10% of the profit after everyone's been paid.
Exactly. So it will have, because I couldn't do any, you know, that just isn't in our makeup. The value of the site is that the product isn't extortionate, and also it does some good for the communities that we serve, and that is what we're all about. So if somebody wanted to develop a product with us and we launched it on Ouch, they have to have a common value with us that they are wanting to do. You know, it might be, say, for example, someone who's really associated with the Heart Foundation, British Heart Foundation, because, you know, they've got heart associated within their family, and they want to give like sort of X amount of product for the British Heart Foundation to sell it. So there's a charitable element to Ouch.
Lovely idea, that, Katie.
And that's what's different about us. But people are wanting to connect with brands and products. I genuinely believe this, and it is actually factual in Forbes and everything, you know, from a commercial perspective, that people want to buy from companies that actually are ethical and want to do some good, not just all about profit. So we're balancing profits with purpose. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, there's loads of people now, isn't there, who will not, you know, they won't, they want to spend the ethical pound, or, you know, and there's lots of young people who, when they're going for job interviews, they'll quiz the company and ask them what their ethics are and what their policies and procedures are about, you know, environmental change and all sorts of things. Because, you know, we're going to spend that money anyway, but if we can spend that money with a company who's then going to go and do some good with it. So everything that you're saying, Kate, is like right up my street. I just absolutely love it.
So I'll get you one of these, Helen. We're going to have them next week. So when you get one in your box, you get it in like a garden of bay leaves and rosemary. You don't get nettles at the moment because it's not nettle season. So my mum, we've called it Mother's Bush.
Brilliant.
Because my mum has got loads of bay leaf trees. So
Amazing.
you will get some of Mother's Bush and some of this. And they say if you're a woman if you've got a big rosemary bush in your garden, they say the woman's in charge. Well, I've got a bloody big rosemary bush in my back garden. So you're getting some of my bush and some of my mother's bush
Oh, I love
in
that.
the little garden. And then you get like and then there's an indication of why you should take bay leaf tea and why you should have rosemary tea. It's an educational piece as well.
Oh, I love it.
So yeah.
Absolutely.
So Katy,
Yeah.
are you just looking for your own platform to distribute this, or are you going to try and get it into some retail places?
Oh no. To keep the margin and to be able to do the goods we do, we have to do it direct to consumer.
Right. Yeah.
So it's a direct to consumer model. It's buying online. It then enables us to retain the margin. If we start wholesaling it, we wouldn't be able to do the good that we're going to do. Yeah. What we will be doing is, so with our believers, so Liz Nolan's a believer, all the people who are part of the care calendar are our believers. And what they do is they come onto the site and then they give the benefit of their wisdom. Like Liz Nolan's, hers is called Wow Wednesday. So the words of wisdom, basically from Liz. So she's coming on every Wednesday and there'll be an excerpt of what she's offering you for the week.
Wow.
And then with that, what I plan to do is we'll have all of these products, which will be fabulous. And then we'll have all of these believers, these amazing people, and we'll do retreats, we'll do road shows, and we'll take people along to, I'll create like a road show where we'll have one in Liverpool, we'll have one in Birmingham, wherever. And people and our audience can come and listen to the believers. Yeah. They can also be inspired by they can be inspired by the people who decide to create with us. So they can say, well, right, I went to, Ouch, they helped me develop whatever it is. This is why I developed it. And, the customers can get, to know about these people and their journeys. So we will have a roadshow once we've built up.
Absolutely.
You'll be all over that, Ellen, won't you?
I'm all over it. It's absolutely everything that you're saying is everything out of my head. It's like unbelievable. It's everything that you're saying just ticks every single box. Around like what my beliefs are and what my visions are and things like that. It's absolutely incredible.
Do you know what, Helen? Honest to God, I could have not done this because I didn't have the money to go full throttle with say 10 products, which, as you can imagine, with Fiona on board, we've got the 10 products. But I could have gone to somebody and said, okay, I've got a pitch deck, will you give us, 50 grand or something? And I could have, left my job and literally focused on it and launched, but it would have took probably another 6 months. And I just think the time was right. We had to do it. And my cousin's got an amazing brand called Crafted. And he said to me, do one thing and do it well. Yeah. And so I'm just, instead of feeling overwhelmed and thinking, I needed to have all my calendar of care sorted, all my believers, all my products and everything and ducks in a row. I just thought to myself, you know what? Get it over the line, do the hardest bit and put yourself out there. Definitely. And that's what I've done. And it's been horrendous, if I'm being honest with you, Helen.
Yeah, really hard. No, it isn't. And people think, and I remember Des saying to me, it takes 20 years to become an overnight success.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But you know what, Katy? People don't understand what goes on behind closed doors to be able to launch something, or they just go, oh, look at them raking it in, they've launched, and you think, oh, you're on about minus £2.50 an hour, aren't you?
Exactly.
The thing with this, Katy, you've explained it really well there, but you're going to need some early adopters to tell the story, because the story's fabulous.
So what's going to happen is, this weekend, we've got Liz Nolan coming on and she's going to tell her story. So with the believers, it's about them sharing who they are.
That's it. That's what I mean.
And then imparting some knowledge. So, and to keep a community connected. 100%. And then with us, with regards to what we need right now, what we need more than anything right now to keep us going is for people to buy. And I have developed, I've worked in skincare and I know what's good and what isn't good. This is a fantastic product. The people that I tested it with are people that have got really tricky skin. So they've got contraindications. They've got, my skin, to be fair, I'm very fortunate because my mum's skin is fantastic and my dad's side, their skin is fantastic. I don't really suffer with blemishes or anything, but I've tried it on, for example, there's one girl I know, Sarah, and there's nothing she can use apart from another product.
Yeah.
I knew that if this worked on her and she was happy with it, it'd work on most people.
100%.
So, and then also obviously people who were on treatment as well, very tricky skin.
Gotta be careful. With everything.
It's got a wonderful combination of ingredients to support your skin barrier.
Katie, is it just for women?
No.
Oh my goodness, no,
Skin?
absolutely not. Skin is
What does it do?
What it does is
you look about 21, Des, if you have that on.
So before I started with Kate McIver, I didn't use oils. I didn't use them, and then I've used oils now ever since. And I never knew anything about oils. I always used a moisturizer, or whatever. But I suppose it's a bit like oil in your car.
You should use me. I'll be your best before and after you've ever had.
Honestly, let's get your bucket loads of it then. I've got loads of it in the owners.
So when Katie, when's it launching and how do we get?
It's launched, so you can go onto our website on www.ouch.uk.
Hang on a sec. I'm typing this into the comments.
Yeah.
www.ouch.uk.
Ouch.
I love the name Ouch with the connotations with the nettles.
Well, the thing is, it's all about healing. So it's quite ironic, isn't it? You get pain from the nettle.
Yeah, this is great.
But the actual irony of it is that they're so powerful, and the healing process is so remarkable, really.
Amazing. So our gorgeous Nikki's listening still. Thank you, Nikki, for staying on. She said, I have terrible reaction to my treatment and have been using the facial oil religiously every day the last week or so, and it's really helping my skin. And that's all you need is somebody who's, so I've got psoriasis. I've got like really tricky skin. My mum's got tricky skin. My mum's had breast cancer. And when she was going through her treatment, loads of things. So if you give, if we'll buy them, I'll have one, mum will have one.
The thing is, if you buy one, there's a buy one, gift one. So you can gift one to your mum because she's been on a journey. So you will only pay for one, and one goes to mum free from the platform. Same with what I would say to anybody: if you love your skincare and you go onto our website and you look at the reviews from all the people who've tested it and helped formulate it, you'll see that. And then what we'll start having soon is some user-generated content, people coming on with videos of the product. It's just that we've been waiting for one particular ingredient to come in to get it in the bottles to go out. So once people start showing their skin, it will create that demand. But the most lovely thing is that we as a platform will donate one, so you can choose an option. Either to gift one to someone and you put in their address, or you can choose one of the chosen charities. So the chosen charities are obviously fighting to be heard because I'm involved there. There's another one called Little Lifts, which I've worked with, which around like the Sussex area, and they put together care packages for people who've got primary and secondary breast cancer. There's another group called the Secondary Sisters. They're a community group and they have a great big reach, so you can choose them. And then there's the Sunshine Group from Liverpool. You might know Anne Coffey. So Anne, a proportion of them, whatever you choose, whoever you want to choose, the product goes to them just before Christmas.
I love that. So everybody,
is it just the UK market?
Sorry.
It's not just the U. I mean, we've got requests now. I'm sorting out the international because I've sold a lot before in America and the Middle East, especially. They're huge markets for British products.
Wow.
So, and also my brand advisor, this is like knockout information there. So my brand advisor I met 5 years ago in New York when I was working there, and I've kept friends with him. Aaron Batista, his name is. And Aaron is one of the like a retail mogul in America. He's in Anita Roderick's book from Body Shop, and he helped Anita Roderick move into America. He's one of, he was one of their good friends.
Wow.
So he's on my brand advisory. So he's not an investor. He might be at the next juncture, but that's the kind of caliber of people that we've got in our network.
Good company there, kid. Yeah.
And I'm so proud of that, because that is only because of relationships. Exactly back to what Des is brilliant at, which is just nurturing friendships and being an honest, genuine person. Sure, you're the same, Helen. I've only known you like tonight, but I think your network is what you put into it, like the same as your friendships and stuff. 100%. So he's only supporting us because we've never been off the phone since we've met.
Yeah, but Nikki's, sorry, I'm going back to Nikki, because Nikki's like the best guest, the best viewer ever. Plus her nails have taken a lot too, and taken a hit with the treatment. And lots of people, they lose their, like my mum, she lost their fingernails and and her toenails and things, and that's painful. That's like that is a painful thing. And so when she's rubbed it on her face, she rubs it into her hands and on her nails, and her nails are doing better. And now they're actually growing. So I'm absolutely made up that they're growing for you, because it's a massive thing. I always remember my mum telling me when her eyebrows started to come back, and then she was like, my eyebrows coming back, and I was like, we were driving over to Clatterbridge, and the sun was coming in through the window, and I went, yeah, they are. She went, didn't really want to say anything because she was unsure, but when you start to see that little bit of hair come back, and they're massive milestones for people. So,
you know what, Katie, best of luck with that. I mean, you do everything with the utmost integrity, and you deserve it to be successful. And I mean that.
But it's about everyone eating at the table. It's about all of us, part of the community. And I just want everyone to feel like, when you're selling something to someone, you want to feel like you're doing the right thing, and that there's something in it for that other person, when you're advising someone. And that's what I feel Ouch does. There's something. Yeah.
I mean, you're right. And I've always said, and Helen will back me up, never chase the dollar, let the dollar find you.
No, exactly.
And if you do everything right and honest, it will.
But I also think with Katie, you're not paying people lip service. You've involved the community that you're going to be supporting with in the start of the. You're not saying like, look at me, I've made loads of money. Oh, by the way, I'm going to donate a few of these. You've got them involved. They've been using it. They're your test. So if you've got that true people, genuine people, it's not it's not a figure, it's not a blag type thing.
My one thing I want to say while Nikki's on, I absolutely, honestly, she's my soul sister. I'm blessed to know her, and I'm blessed for her to be in my life. One of my absolute visions now is, if the platform does well, is for us to go and buy a company vehicle, be it the camper van, because I've always I only just changed my wallpaper in my loo from Beatles and camper vans, and it had been up for 20 years, and I've just changed the wallpaper because it was literally coming off, and I didn't want to take it down, honestly, but it's been my vision board. So I just can see me and Nikki getting off, because she's as happy as I am, in this camper van, branded out, and going looking for different products and farmers of natural things. And to me, that would be my absolute dream. And vlogging about it, and people watching us go on the journey and stuff.
Yeah, Ellen, get in there. You'll be able to put your surfboard on the top.
100%. I'm in on the road trip. Yeah, massive. But anyway, we wish you every success. I know that you're going to succeed because of your passion that you're already speaking about, and how you speak, and also from what people are saying, about you on the platform, which is just amazing. And I didn't know he was coming on tonight. And Des said, I've got Katie coming on. I was like, oh, brilliant. Yeah, she's launching something. Yeah, that's quite cool. And then I feel like really blessed that you've come on our show.
I feel blessed that you've let me come on.
We always say that our show is a platform to greatness. So once you've been on here, that's it.
That'll do us. If everyone just goes and buys a product and then we can give one, that would help us so much. That's it.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to happen. So we'll share all of the details. Nikki, it's great to meet you. So Nikki says, great to meet you guys, Helen and Des. And Nikki, I'd love you and Charlotte to come on and be our guests and share, you know, the other side of the story, which is how you both met. And it's lovely when, you know, everybody links in and stuff. So we've run out of time because it's just gone that super quick. And
wow, yeah.
I know.
So told you kids you could talk.
I know. I think you'll have to come back on again, Kate. Once we're all launched and our second product's coming along, you're gonna have to come on and share that with us.
I'll have to offer your audience something as well, you know.
Yeah, like a mantra, like a closing quote, you know, that we can finish the show with, something that.
Oh, it's gotta be. You've got to live every day. I'm thinking about Nikki. You know, you know, she's my inspiration. She just goes for everything. You've got to. There's one life. You've got to live it, haven't you?
100%, yeah. So we wish everybody all the best. Thank you massively, Kate, for everything that you're doing and giving your time to us today. Nikki's agreed to come on. Get in, Nikki. We'll get your details off Kate. I'm delighted.
That's great. Nice one, Katie. I'll speak to you tomorrow.
Thank you, Des. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, a massive thank you to Des for standing in for Scotty, and we'll see you all next week.
Okay.
Bye.
Nice one.
Bye.
See you after that.
Bye.